everybody. Many of you have been inquiring about the new junior technician course. Firstly, it's not really just aimed at kids, it is aimed at any young adult or anybody. You can be 50 years old, 100 years old as well. If you can read, write, use a computer, and you're prepared to put the work in, you can do the course. What will this course do for you? Why did I design this course in this way? Look, I've been training people to do these things for years. I know what is required. I've seen the weaknesses, the strengths and the weaknesses of various technicians. And we need to try to get everybody on like a similar level. And to do that, this is one of the reasons why I came up with this course. Let's start off with let's look at week 1. So this was our first week. So in week 1, we had the guys learning about voltage, electricity, power supplies, etc., and how to test them. These are your very basic skills, and these are required whether you are testing a key, whether you are testing an ECU, diagnosing a car. Sometimes our main tool in doing a diagnostic on a vehicle will be our multimeter. We are also going to learn concepts like your Bosch terminal assignments. So with your Bosch terminal assignments, those are the Bosch terminal designations. They are numbers that Bosch has assigned to certain terminals. Very important if you want to start testing ECUs at a later stage. If you want to start tuning ECUs, most of the tuning tools will require you to pin the ECU. And to pin the ECU correctly, you would need to know where your Bosch terminals are, namely your 30, 31 and your 15. Then we look at our next week's topic. So next week will be computer basics. Computer basics, why do you need to know computer basics? Computer basics, you're going to need a good technician who doesn't get scammed, who doesn't get ripped off, will need to know how to install his own tools. Many of the tools that you, in this industry, the tools that you'll be buying, well, the lower price tools will be counterfeit tools, will be copies of tools. And you need to know how to do your own installations, otherwise you will pay for it. The other reason why you need to understand how computers work is because everything we work on, whether it is keys, all modern keys today are basically computers. Whether it's keys, computer boxes, they are all computers. As I explained, guys, you need to know how to install Windows. You need to understand how to install drivers, and you also need to know basics like the USB port, because the USB port supplies power to most of your tools, and sometimes certain tools can cause an overload to the port. So you need to have a basic understanding of how computers work. Thereafter, our following week, we'll be introducing you to Arduino. What is Arduino? Well, Arduino will introduce you to microcontrollers. Everything we work on is microcontroller controlled. And our Arduino will just give you a basic understanding of how microcontrollers work. You'll get some basic programming skills. And one of the other reasons why we are using Arduino. At our following lesson, I'm preparing for the next lesson as well. So the next chapter in this series will be teaching you how to do things like build your own ECU tester. All these things, building your own ECU tester, how to simulate ECU signals, all these will make you much better than your competitor. If you're in the automotive industry, if you're an electrician, I would say this would be crucial for you to understand these technologies, because things are just going to get more and more difficult from here on. With the new vehicles coming onto the market, things are not going to be easy. In our fourth and final week, we are going to be looking at things. Well, even during our first 3 weeks, we were teaching the kids how to work with AI to answer some questions. In the final week, we will be doing a lot of practical work. We'll be recording a lot of practical work, stuff like testing relays, how to wire up relays. The kids each kid is going to build his own project. So I think we have 4 projects at the moment. We have a polo test rig, we have a I'll confirm the test rigs. But the test rigs, we also give you guys the plans for those test rigs. And finally, we'll be decoding and coding some ECUs. What is decoding? Decoding is when we turn off the immobilizer in an ECU to allow it to start with a uncoded key. I hope this answers all your questions. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to give us a shout. Thank you.